Look, he's been attacking me for years and years and years and won't have me on the show. Joe, why won't you have me on the show? He won't have me on the show. It's a one way. And he has guests coming and attacking and bashing, but he will not have me on the show, period. Full stop. He should have me on the show.
It's like, you think that's going to work? Like, that's so stupid. Like, this is such a bad look. Yeah. It's such a bad choice.
There's a little desperation in it.
But it's just stupid.
I'm punching Joe Rogan, okay? That son of a bitch not used to that. And he's going to dismiss it. He's going to laugh it off. I mean, tough guy, all that. But he's going to have me on? I don't know.
It's like, this is a bad strategy. Like, I probably would have had him on.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nah, what are you doing?
I haven't told anybody this. I keep this very quiet. But I was texting with Gavin Newsom about Joe because when Joe called Gavin Newsom a con man, Gavin Newsom texted me.
The Joe Rogan-Gavin Newsom feud has somehow gotten even weirder, because apparently Gavin Newsom is now using Bryan Callen as some sort of a political messenger, a rat, whatever you want to call it, to pass information along to Rogan in hopes of finally getting a conversation with him. It doesn't take a political genius to see the play here. Newsom wants the Rogan bump. He's thinking about 2028 when he runs for president, and in the last few years he's probably realized something very simple. Going on Rogan is worth more than half the traditional media combined. And honestly, from his perspective, it's not exactly hard to win a debate with Joe. Just tell him he's a Khabib guy and he'll let you say whatever you want. But instead of doing the normal thing, having his team reach out to Joe's team, Newsom decided to take the Liver King approach. Attack Joe's integrity, poke at him publicly, and hope he rage baits himself into a conversation. Newsom's been on podcasts and mainstream media throwing PG-rated hate at Joe, going as far as to call him a chicken. None of that worked though, so now Newsom is downgraded to texting Bryan Callen, hoping he'll whisper something in Joe's ear.
Gavin Newsom texted me, and there was a long exchange about how he's not a con man, that he's a fan of Joe's, and that it's a personal thing, and he wants to be on. He'd like to, at least Joe to know that he's not a con man. It's interesting. And I said to Joe, I go, you're super famous. I'm literally texting with the governor of California. And Joe said, I don't want to see that.
He also doesn't like him.
He also doesn't.
I was there when he showed him the text.
That's a great point.
Hold on. I was there when he showed him the text. We're all at dinner, and Rogan goes, fuck off.
Yep. He goes, I don't want to see that.
He doesn't like him. He's a scumbag.
It seems like Callen is Newsom's last option for getting anywhere near Rogan's podcast. And even though that strategy clearly isn't working, it hasn't stopped Newsom from taking shots at Joe publicly every chance he gets. He's showing up on podcasts, doing interviews, and somehow Rogan's name gets pulled into the conversation almost every time. Most recently, he went on the Higher Learning podcast, and they literally opened the show by playing a Joe Rogan clip and asking Newsom to react to it. Which honestly has to sting a little, because the funny part here is that Newsom didn't actually start this feud. Joe's been publicly critical of him for years, long before Newsom ever tried to profit off of it. So now Newsom is stuck in this weird loop where he's trying to get Joe's attention, trying to defend himself, and also trying to land a spot on the show.
Look, he's been attacking me for years and years and years and won't have me on the show. Joe, why won't you have me on the show? He won't have me on the show. It's a one way. And he has guests coming and attacking and bashing, but he will not have me on the show, period. Full stop. He should have me on the show. Let's have it. Let's do it, Joe.
Or you should have him on your podcast.
Come on my show, Joe. Yeah, no, but it's interesting. So I've never had a beef. I have no issues with him, but he has developed deep issues and animus with me.
And make no mistake, Newsom would love to have Rogan on his podcast. I don't think it's to have actual discourse or to solve problems. He just wants that bump. But the whole rage bait strategy he's been trying is not going to work on Joe. What is interesting, though, is that Joe has this strange affinity for Newsom. He'll bash him nonstop, policy, leadership, California, the whole deal. But then refuses to actually sit down with him. And that's odd coming from Joe because he's had half the major names from the current administration on the show. But Newsom apparently is crossing the line. And it's just weird that Joe won't talk to Newsom directly. Yet he'll randomly tell one of his friends to ask Newsom a question when they interview him.
I did a interesting, just show you how much I'm in his head. I went on Sean Ryan's podcast. Sean's a rock star, incredible guy. It was a 3+ hour, almost 4 hour podcast. And the first question was from his friend. He said, well, I got to, call a friend type thing. And it was Joe Rogan.
I just posted a picture of us at breakfast. And about 2 minutes after I did the post.
What do you got?
Joe Rogan texted me.
Motherfucker. And that was the opening question on the show. I'm like, Jesus, this Rogan guy has got, he's definitely in his head. So anyway, Joe, bring it on. Let's go. I mean, again, I got no beef with him. He's got a beef with me.
And just to be accurate here, the question wasn't the first question. It came like 16 minutes into the podcast. But still, the point stands. Newsom isn't out here waking up every morning deciding to start beef with Joe Rogan. The overwhelming majority of this feud has come from Joe's side. Joe's been taking shots at him for years, so you really can't blame Newsom for wanting to capitalize on it, especially if he's eyeing a 2028 presidential run. And honestly, I don't think Joe avoids having Newsom on because of politics. Whether you like him or not, Newsom is a master debater. Putting him across from Rogan would not be the Joe dominates a conversation for 3 hours situation we usually see. It would be like how Trump walked all over Rogan but on steroids. Joe knows that.
I just told you, I'm not afraid to go. I'm punching Joe Rogan, okay? That son of a bitch not used to that. And he's going to dismiss it. He's going to laugh it off. I mean, tough guy, all that. But he's going to have me on? I don't know. Certainly punching back and Trump, everyone else. I'm debating these sons of bitches. I'm out there on these right-wing shows, so I'm not scared to do that.
Prior to Newsom reaching out to Callen, back when he was still in the trash Joe publicly and hope he responds phase, Newsom's press office actually fired back at Rogan directly. They wrote, "Joe Rogan is a snack-sized podcaster who can't stop talking about me. Obsessed? Crush? No thank you. But is too scared to have me on and let his audience hear the truth. Just like Dozy Don, he always chickens out. I've never had any problems with this guy and wish the mini-host the best in life. I'll come on and help save the show and its plummeting ratings."
Yeah, when is he coming on? He's talking some shit on Twitter.
I know, it's like, you think that's going to work? Like, that's so stupid. Like, this is such a bad look.
Yeah.
It's such a bad choice.
There's a little desperation in it.
But it's just stupid. It's like, this is a bad strategy. Like, I probably would have had him on.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nah, what are you doing?
There is a fun version where you just do it and cook them.
He'll cook himself.
I mean, that
He'll
seems
cook
to be
himself. All you have to
happening.
do is just ask him questions.
Yeah, it's like, why are people leaving?
Well, why do you say this thing all the time where you rattle off all the good things about California? When anybody says something bad about California, it's like, #1 in Fortune 500 companies.
I mean, you have more scientists, engineers, more researchers, more Nobel laureates in the state than any other state in the nation. We're the 4th largest economy in the world, $4.1 trillion. We're the finest system of higher education that addresses the issue of equity better than any other public education system in the world.
#1 in higher education.
Yeah.
It was all that shit before you were there. It was all that shit forever. It's because the weather's perfect, man. It has nothing to do with you.
It's actually kind of crazy how much Joe Rogan trashes Newsom. And keep in mind, Joe doesn't trash people often. Usually, he probably feels above it. But with Newsom, he doesn't mind trashing. Rogan doesn't have anything good to say about California anymore, except maybe that the weather's nice. And according to Joe, Gavin is the reason for all the bad. What's interesting is how Rogan doesn't treat the feud logically. Like, he used to admit that Newsom was a good politician, which, let's be honest, he is. But now, anytime Newsom comes up, Joe won't say anything positive.
Now they're talking about Pete Buttigieg and Kamala Harris. That's what they're going to run. Like,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't fight against that.
Apparently, they don't have any faith in Gavin Newsom.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny because he wants to be president so bad.
That's true what it looks like.
You can't ruin a city and then go on to ruin a state and say, guys, that was just practice.
I know.
Once I get it as a president, I'm going to fix it. Fix it all.
I mean, it's so crazy, but he's such a great politician. I mean,
No,
he's
not.
so smooth.
He's
You
not,
don't think
though.
so?
No, I think he's terrible. And that's where I think Newsom steps in. I mean, he looks like a president. He's tall, handsome, a strong personality.
Yeah.
He's very articulate, like the way he lays things out. He knows how to steamroll you with facts and statistics that, and even if they're true.
It doesn't matter. No, he's a politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. No, I think he's terrible.
How's he remained in power for so long?
Low competition. There's no one who's good is competing against him. There's no sincerity.
I should say he's not a good. I should say he's smooth. He comes.
I mean,
across
he's a
smooth.
good bullshit artist.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But it's like what the things that he says when he gets confronted with things. We're the highest this and the highest that. Like everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
You have the highest unemployment.
Yeah.
You have the highest homelessness.
Look what they did with Hollywood.
Money's missing. You killed Hollywood. Like
know.
Hollywood doesn't exist anymore. It's literally gone.
That was such
you
an easy one.
mandated vaccines for kids that didn't need them. You guys, he did horrible shit.
Yeah.
So Newsom, probably thinking about that 2028 run, decided to start his own podcast. He kicked it off by hosting right-wing figures, with the whole shtick being that he could debate without being demeaning. Some people saw it as him pandering to Republicans, depending on how cynical you want to be. I think it's a good idea, but people don't want to find common ground. They want to stay in their echo chamber. I think that's why Newsom's podcast didn't exactly get off to a strong start. Views were low and engagement was minimal. It was pretty much a flop. But it started to gain traction now that it's pandering to the entire left instead of both sides. But for Rogan, it's just another reason to trash him.
Gavin Newsom, my favorite politician.
He's my favorite podcaster. I wish we would get back to it. He stopped. I don't know why he stopped.
Oh, did he stop? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
fucking show was horrible.
Oh God,
Everybody was mocking him. It was so bad for him. He had this idea of reaching across the aisle. So he reached across the aisle and he gets guys like Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon on, and then they eat his lunch. And people I think in his party were like, what the fuck are you doing? You're making us look horrible. So he bails on his podcast. When was his last episode?
I didn't realize he bailed.
Oh, he's back.
We weren't going to get that lucky. I don't think so. Yeah.
So it's not that it's gone away. It's just that it's so horrible nobody's watching it. And no one is even talking about it anymore.
Yeah, that might be
This is Gavin Newsom.
Oh, my God.
But it was so funny because that was the response after the election. They said, well, podcasts influenced the election, so we'll start our own podcast. Your podcast is going to make people even more inclined to not vote for you.
I'm not sure if Joe will ever have Newsom on the show. He said too much trash about him over the years to want to deal with that face to face. Newsom would probably love to just leave the topic alone and move on if Joe wasn't going to have him on. But because Joe insists on trashing him at every opportunity, Newsom can't escape the questions. Whether it's on podcast, interviews, or mainstream media, everyone wants to ask him about Joe.
For years and years, he's been attacking me, and it's one way, and he won't have me on. He's consistently not having me on. By the way, I'm moving on. I have no interest. You're done with him? Joe Rogan's the Facebook of podcasting. He was sitting across one of the brightest minds in podcasting right now. The guy was in the mic. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people at the mic doing extraordinary things in podcasting.
Joe Rogan's got a pretty big audience still.
You know what? But with all due respect, if he has a big audience but he doesn't have big enough confidence, I didn't go there, to have me on.
Well, you've called him a chicken.
But he's been attacking for... But here's the thing. These guys, they all have something in common. It's one way. They attack, they belittle, they demean, they take things out of context. But this is a serious thing.
Yeah.
And so often we just sit back and go, oh, God, I really would love to go on. Oh, if Kamala Harris just went on Joe Rogan, she would have won. It's not. It's so much deeper than that. And the unwillingness for a guy like that to even have the common courtesy to attack someone and not have the decency to say, you know what, why don't you have a chance to come on? Let's have a civil dialogue. I've watched you on podcasts with like Sean Ryan, who's a close buddy of his. He had the courage on me have 4 hours.
Right.
Sean Hannity, folks like that. And so if I can go on Sean Ryan and Sean Hannity, what are you worried about? Joe, you're going to cook me.
That's all I got.